So we're up on beautiful Mount Tai. We watched the sunrise this morning. One of the most beautiful sunrises ever.
We got up at 4:30 very early and we went out there on the edge of the mountain, and sitting on that mountain made me feel really small.
I can't think of a better place to have class than on top of Mount Tai. We had a really exciting English lesson today. We learned all about Mount Tai from the students, and we taught them a little bit about pronunciation. They asked how they could have a more American pronunciation, so we did a lesson on pronouncing words, and it worked really well.
Usually. That's a very hard word. We should definitely practice that word, because if you can pronounce that word, you can pronounce just about any word in English. So let's try it. I'm gonna say it, and then you guys repeat. I'm gonna say it slowly, okay? Usually. Usually.
Sorry.
It's a tongue twister, huh?
Usually. Let's try just the last sound. Can you say li? Li. Li.
Li.
As I learned Chinese from them and I learned different words, which is really hard for me. It's so difficult to get the tones that they use in Chinese, in Mandarin. There's definitely, in Chinese, there's a different shaping of the tongue and the mouth when you're forming your words, and the using of the pitches and tones is completely alien to Americans. I'm not saying it very well. Thank you.
She's fluent.
You make the sound more in the back of your mouth. And with English, I think sometimes the sound of it sounds funny.
This afternoon we arrived at Confucius Temple. By the size of Confucius Temple, you can really tell that Confucius was very important in Chinese history. The temple is just huge. Between each courtyard, there's a temple that progressively gets bigger and bigger in size as you go along. And in each courtyard, there are very unique trees, some of which are 3,000 years old. These trees are twisted, and a lot of them have been struck by lightning.
In front of the Temple of Confucius, there's a large altar. People go there and burn incense and pray in front of the altar. Their incense burns for success, for good health, and for good life. I'm now standing inside the mansions of Confucius. This is where Confucius lived himself and his family for generations and generations. Most of the buildings were built in the Ming Dynasty, 1400s and 1500s CE. Confucius's teachings started around 400 BCE.
He was actually pushing to turn the slavery society into a feudalist society. He taught obedience, respect for elders, and hard work for a common goal.
We felt it was appropriate to conduct class right in the setting of Confucius's old classrooms, where he gave all his wise knowledge. So we held English class with the students today.
Before I left for the trip, I went to the fortune cookie factory in San Francisco, in Chinatown. It comes off, it's like a pancake basically. I got 2 bags of these to bring to the families. I guess they've never had them, so. It sounds silly, but Actually, they don't have any fortune cookies in China. And when I showed them to the class today, they were in awe. They're, oh, what are those?
We introduced our version of Chinese culture, which is actually Chinese American culture, by handing out fortune cookies.
After the students cracked open their fortune cookies, we had them read their fortune, and then the person adjacent to them would repeat their fortune.
Live your life to the fullest and treasure every little detail.
Her fortune is live your life to the fullest and treasure every detail.
A lot of these students have great vocabulary, but they need to work on their pronunciation, so that's our main focus for the class.
Your graceful performance encourages others. Okay. Graceful.
We can all repeat graceful.
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 Good job, my man. I'm really looking forward to meeting Chao's family tomorrow. Chao and I are like this. I love the kid. He's so much fun. He's so eager to learn from me. I've been teaching him slang left and right. It's so funny. He picks it up so fast. I bet you he goes home and studies it. I'm not even lying. Every time we have to leave, he says, "Let's bounce," and he's got it down just like that.